it before, but I couldn't remember if I was on the right one. But when it came up, I didn't.
If you want to dance, you can do that.
Brandy's good on the radio. She just.
Well, you can bet she's listening.
Oh yeah.
She'll tell me every time I mess up.
She's got that voice, that like kind of like high pitch, like whatever.
Yeah, I know. Make sure y'all are loud enough. Well, you talk quiet anyways. Always have to have yours louder than Brandy's.
This one over here's got a loud mouth too. That's the one that gets mad about 55% of the time. I'm just picking at you, don't give up saying.
She sent me a thing. Be sure I thank all the sponsors. What's going on today?
Here's the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show with your hosts, Randy Watson and Todd Causey.
So welcome to your Hickson Southern Outdoors Show with your hosts. I'm Todd Causey. Brandy, she's out sick today, but she'll be back with us next week. We have a action-packed show for you tonight. We've got Rex Holmes with Vapor Trail Scents in the studio with us, and we're going to be talking about a hog hunt that him and Mary Jane went on. We're going to talk about a hunt that we've got coming up this weekend over in Mississippi.
Woodville.
Say it again?
Woodville.
Mississippi. That's going to be an exciting hunt. We'll be going over there and helping out, doing some guiding and helping the kids hopefully get to take them a deer. So tell us a little bit about the hog hunt, Rex.
Well, what we did was, we sprayed down with the cover scent, the 33 point buck, and we lay down on the ground and with the corn around us, and let the hogs come in and eat the corn around us. And on this particular day, Mary Jane was the person on the ground. I was up in the tree with the camera. And when we walked into the feeder, we actually spooked the hogs off of the feeder. So it was really, it was almost slap dark when they come back. It was too dark to film it. So what we do is we got a special light that when the hogs get on the feeder, we turn the light on. Well, she's sitting on the ground over there, and this done got smut black, and them hogs are all over down around her. you know, where she's sitting there and believe it or not, I mean, she toughed it out. But I'll let her tell you a little bit about what happened after that.
Well, I was sitting on the ground and I had my cover scent with me with my vapor maker, and it was about 100 degrees. It was smoking hot out there, sweat just pouring off of you. But I kept spraying down just in case. And so whenever it started really getting dark, I kept hearing them coming down the hill behind me and grunting. I mean, just grunting. And there was about 4 of them that I saw. One of them came around behind me and went across the road where we actually had walked through, but we had sprayed down before we even went in. And so he walked right across our path and never even knew that we had gone through there. And I had 3 come up right beside me to the left of me, and I could see them real good. Although it was really dark, like Rex said, and when he shined that light on there, they kept running off, but he got it to where they got used to the light, and when that one came up, I laid him down with a 40 caliber pistol Beretta. And that was so much fun.
I bet it was. Just tell us how it felt to be laying there on the ground with a herd of wild hogs feeding all around you, within inches of you, really.
Well, when they first started coming down, boy, my heart started beating fast. But once they came down and got up close to me, it just all that went away. I was just waiting to shoot one. I was ready. I'm ready to do it again. It was really fun. It was scary though, at first, but after that, when they came on down and I could see them and I was that close to them, less than 5 feet from me, and I could just about, if I would have moved or something, they definitely would have known that I was there. But they never smelled me, never saw me, had no clue I was right there. They just came running right up next to me, coming to that feeder, and it was just something.
You know what? Us knowing been hog hunting a long time and know a lot about hogs, and I'm sure you as well. You know the dangers of being that close to a wild hog.
Yeah.
And then you're laying there on the ground and to have that many just feeding within inches of you. I'm sure when they first come in, the nerves were real high.
Oh,
but
yes.
as they got in and you realized, the Vapor Trail Sense 33 point buck was doing its job and keeping them from smelling you.
Definitely.
And they were stayed calm. It probably made you a lot calmer as well.
I was a whole lot more calm after that, because it was just that 33 point buck. That is some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I've never come across anything like that, and they never once knew I was there. They never smelled me at all.
Yeah, Go ahead, Rick.
I was sitting up in a tree, before the hogs came in, and I'm talking about it. When we went down there, the truck said 100 degrees on the truck on the way down there to go in, and I'm sitting up in the tree, and I'm telling you, the sweat is just pouring off of me down through the stand, and I'm spraying down and staying sprayed down, whatnot. I mean, and I'm sitting there in my own mind, I'm saying, there is no way on earth we're gonna get away with this. There is no way it's not gonna happen. But it all came together and it all worked out. But the thing that you got to think about is, okay, if you're laying on the ground and you got hogs within 2 foot of you and they do smell you and they're that close to you, they're gonna feel trapped. They're gonna jump on you. So I mean, it's a hard thing to, I mean, I've done it like 8 or 9 times and got away with it and don't really worry about it because I'm more proficient with a pistol probably than she is. But for a woman and I've asked numerous women at shows and everywhere, and there's no way on earth, but for, there's a lot of admiration there for her to sit there. And I actually, when it got dark, I asked her, I said, look, you want to go? And the mosquitoes was eating her alive. I mean, I said, look, you want to just go? Oh no, let's stay, let's don't go, so.
I was ready.
She was determined to get a hog, right?
I
yeah.
was determined.
Oh, yeah. And I was going to give her a thermocell. She said, oh no, it may spook them. I don't want, them mosquitoes was eating her alive, she sat there and took it. But the other thing, she nailed that hog. I mean, of course, it wasn't like 5 feet, 5.5 feet. She nailed that hog right behind the ear. I mean, and that's the other thing you want to do, because when you shoot and you're that close and you cripple it, you're in trouble. not only is that hog gonna jump on you, the rest of them gonna jump on you too, you know. So you got to lay that dude out. I got to give it to her. She took care of business.
She hung in there. Well, we're going to take you to Nomi's Pawn and Gun Tech Tip, and we'll be right back with more about this hog hunt after this.
Here's another Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Tech Tip, brought to you by.
Oh, she's texting me already. I've done something wrong. She said, you need to say he's with Vapor Trail since I said that, didn't I?
I don't know. I think as much as I've been on this show, and much y'all may know who I'm with by now. I think this is the third time I've done it.
We got a little over 2 minutes before we come back.
Welcome to Southern Outdoors Tech Tip, brought to you by Nomi's Pawn and Gun, where you can get anything from diamonds to double barrels.
Of course, you've been on the show many times, so you know I don't ever worry about none of this stuff. When she goes to break, I do what I got to do over here.
Yeah.
Now I got to keep up what the time is, when to go to break. It makes
Always
it
keep your muzzle pointed in a safe
nerve-wracking.
Two, firearms should be unloaded when not actually in use. And this week, Command 3,
elimination tip.
don't rely on
And that's our
your
last
safety.
elimination tip. Is
Treat every gun as though it can fire at any time. The safety of any gun is a mechanical device which,
Just
like
be
any
warned
such
with,
device, can become inoperable.
the two places you lose your scent most in the head and was at your boots.
The safety may be off when you think it is on. The safety serves as a supplement to proper gun handling, but cannot possibly serve as a substitute for common sense. You should never handle a gun carelessly
I had
and
this
assume
on
that the
face
gun won't fire just because the safety is on.
when we went.
Never touch the trigger on a firearm until you actually intend to shoot. Keep your fingers away from the trigger while loading or unloading. Never pull the trigger on any firearm with the safety on, the safe position, or anywhere in between safe and fire. It is possible that the gun can fire at any time, or even later when you release the safety without you ever touching the trigger again. Never place the safety in between positions, since half safe is
When I
unsafe.
do a show like this, and Brandy's not here, the show somebody
Until
takes
you're
5 minutes and it's over
absolutely ready to
with.
fire.
Because I'm having to do everything and
Position
I'm
of the safety,
not doing
any
as much as
blow
waiting.
or jar strong enough to
I mean, I was in here
the
sometimes and be
firing
like,
mechanism of a gun can cause it
it's
to
just
fire.
over, you know?
This can happen even if the trigger is not touched, such as when a gun is dropped. Never rest a loaded gun against any object because there's always the possibility that it will be jarred or slide
Well,
from
I
its
don't do it.
position and fall
Randy was out of
without
town.
sufficient
Check
force to
That show was in
discharge.
for
The only time
Sales
you can be
signal.
absolutely certain that a gun cannot fire is when
and
the
Dan
action is
Howard,
over
Dan Howard Plummer,
and it is
he
completely
sponsors
empty.
our
Again,
archery talk.
never rely on
I
your
got him in
gun's
here. He
safety.
comes in a
You
lot.
and the safe
He's the
gun
president
handling
of the 3D Archery
procedures
Club and
you
stuff.
have learned
And me and him was doing the show. They came back and we pushed the mics on.
Thanks, and be safe
They
out
didn't
there
actually
from
come on,
the
so they
Southern
had about
Outdoors team.
20 seconds of dead air. How long right there? About 20
Back to
seconds.
the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show.
Randy was texting me. He said, dead air for 3 minutes.
It's not just hunting, it's your way of life.
Well, welcome back to your Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show. I'm your host, Todd Causey. We have Rex Holmes with Vapor Trail Scents in the studio with us, and Mary Jane, the infamous hog hunter, who actually laid on the ground with a pack of wild hogs feeding all around her, and takes her about 150-pound boar hog with
About
a pistol.
120. About
About
120.
120?
Nice hog. Good eating hog. Matter of fact, it's in the hindquarters in the crock pot right now. It's being
So got some of her harvest
That's
being
right.
cooked in the crock pot right now.
That's right.
Well, like I said a while ago, us hog hunting and knowing the dangers of hogs. I've had my fingers bit by a hog and might spend 7 days in the hospital over it. So you understand how dangerous it is to actually lay there on the ground and have a pack of hogs. I mean, that close to you, within inches from you, and like you said, mosquitoes eating her alive and not move I mean, I don't know how she did it. I mean, okay,
It was hard.
laying there perfectly still with a pack of hogs, I could probably do that. But then you throw it on top of that, the
With the
mosquitoes
heat.
eating you. I don't.
Along with
I don't-
100-degree weather too, that was something. It was so hot and just sweat, like you said, pouring off of us. But all in all, I laid it down right there in its
Well,
tracks.
you know, being a bow hunter and hunting a lot in the warm, because October's a lot warmer, so you have to deal with mosquitoes during bow season, and it's so critical that you sit still. Trying to sit there and not swat at a mosquito when it gets on your face or something, it's virtually impossible. I can't do it. You know, I'm gonna have to ease my hand up there, do something to get that mosquito to go on. You know, thank goodness for the Thermacell, it works. But still, every now and then you get one in there. But to lay there without a Thermacell, in 100-degree heat, wild hogs all around you, on top of that, mosquitoes. I don't think I could sit still. I don't think I
It was
could.
tough, but I did it.
You know, the week before we went in there and did it, and we did the same thing. We busted them off of there because she has to work, you know. So we kind of limited to the time we can go. We can't just get there when we want to before they come in. I mean, we got trail cameras there. We know pretty much exactly what they're doing, but we have to go when she was able to go. So we went in there and busted them out, and it was hot the same way. And she sprayed those bushes in front of her so much with that 33. When we went back this week, we couldn't get in that spot because they wasn't a leaf there nowhere.
They were gone.
They had eat that place. I mean, wasn't nothing but sticks there. Every leaf she had sprayed with that 33, whether it was a deer or the hogs, I don't know, but they ate. I mean, it was just bad. And I got it all on video, you know. They just demolished it. Just another attribute to the attractability that the 33 has, you know.
Yeah, I know me and Brandy's been using, you know, the 33 all year since you really started coming on the show last year. We used them last other season, and we are 100% true believers in it. And then this year you added even more to it by putting an attractant into the 33-point buck as well.
Yeah, the only company in the world that makes a laundry detergent that has an attractant in it. Nobody else is able to do it because the detergent is stronger than any attractant that they can add into it, you know. And two, it's a real attractant. It's a plant that deer love, and we don't take anything out of it. I mean, we take the plant and put it straight in there. But the enzymes of this plant are way more powerful than the detergent. I mean, it's even more powerful than gasoline. That's what makes it so awesome. You know, and when we came out with it, we didn't have a clue. You know, we learned this through the phases of testing. You know, and God guiding us basically.
Well, I'll tell you a story. I know we did the earlier, a month or so ago, we did the test out there again with spraying a 33-point buck on our fingers that we just dipped in gasoline and bleach. The other day I was doing some straightening up in my little shop, and that's where all my bows is at. I work on bows at home, and that's where we keep all of our hunting stuff, all of our vapor trail scents, all of our feeds and things like that. Well, I had a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket, basically. It's really a 3-gallon bucket. The chlorine tablets come in from a swimming pool. Well, I take a lid. I had them saved up there, 3 or 4 of them. And I took a lid off, and the chlorine just smelled terrible, and I was wanting to put something in there to keep it in there, but I didn't want that scent on it. I got the 33-point buck out, sprayed the inside of the bucket, and then just set it down outside while I was straightening up in the shop and let it dry. And when I come back to it, gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
It's amazing.
It is amazing what that 33-point buck can do.
Yeah, we tried it on a skunk. A lady had a collar on a dog that had got sprayed by a skunk. You know, she said, "Will it kill a skunk?" I said, "I don't know. You know, never tried it." She brought, and it was like those paracoils, bracelets. It was weaved like that, and I sprayed it, and it killed it about, I don't know, maybe 70%, something like that. But you could still smell a little bit. I said, what you would need to do, which we didn't take the time to do it, but you'd need to soak that, let it soak in there a little while, and it may have killed it, but it dented it big time. I mean, it made it where you could, you could stand it anyway.
Right.
But
All right, we're gonna take you to your Hickson break, and we'll be back after this.
10 days ago, Hickson Autoflex decided to sell
See,
F-150 and Super Duty trucks at $11,000 off. This was to help you all and to help us after the bad weather. We've sold more trucks in such a short period of time than we ever have before. We decided to keep this thing going through November the 10th. Take advantage of this opportunity. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to get a great deal. The reason we sell so many is because you pay so little.
Ben White, candidate for judge, knows that justice cannot be decided by politics. He's always been an independent. His opponent has been a registered Democrat for many years. Then in 2010, she registered Republican. It is confirmed by public record on qualifying day for this election. She switched again, flip-flopping to hold on to political office does not belong in the courtroom. People deserve more honesty, positive change for positive reasons. Vote number 59, Ben White, District Judge, District 2.
Paid for by the committee to elect Ben Black judge.
We had to add these political advertising. We don't have, only thing advertised on our show was sponsored our show. We had to add these in today because they bought so many for today. They didn't have room to play them all through today, so we had to add 3 for one of our show. And I ain't politics, so it's just giving them my skin after this.
Paid for by Ronnie Walker.
That's another one of them things I don't have nothing to do with. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to. It ain't nothing but a bunch of no good people don't care about nobody but themselves. And if they ain't that way when they go in there, it won't take them long to get that way.
Vapor Trail Sense has revolutionized the scent dispenser industry with the Vapor Maker, a pressure pump that puts a mist of scent into the air and allows you to use any scent you like. Vapor Trail Scent also makes the only cover scent, laundry detergents, and body washes that's also an attractant. For a full line of Vapor Trail Scent products, check them out at vaportrailscents.com.
The Vapor Maker. Welcome to Sun Outdoors Scent Elimination Tip, brought to you by Vapor Trail Scents. If you spray it, they will come. The number one place we emit scent is our head. If you're using a scent killer that says, don't get it in your eyes or on open skin, it will do you no good unless you avoid the warnings. What most people miss is that the number 2 spot we emit scent is our boots. As we walk, we are putting about 400 foot-pounds of torque towards the ground with each step. The force of the foot going downward forces the air in our boots to rise out of our boots and then down to the ground. And we all know how our feet stink. Spray your boots with Vapor Trail Scents 33-point bulk scent eliminator before you put them on, and spray around the tops of them every time you think about it. This tip brought to you by Rex Homes with Vapor Trail Scents, the scent elimination experts. Good luck this hunting season from Vapor Trail Scents and the Southern Outdoors team.
This has been your weekly scent elimination tip on Southern Outdoors, brought to you by Vapor Trail Scents. Let's get back to more on the outdoors way of life with the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show on Z107.5.
Welcome back to your Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show. I'm Todd Causey. We're here with Rex Holmes from Vapor Trail Scents and Mary Jane, also from Vapor Trail Scents. We're here talking about a hog hunt that she recently was on, where she laid on the ground and took about 120-pound boar hog with a pistol in 100 degree heat in a flock of mosquitoes. A very exciting hunt for her. We're going to be also talking about a hunt coming up this weekend, and this past weekend, opening of rifle season was actually here in Louisiana, so a lot of things happening that weekend. I know me and Brandy both was able to take us a deer and get some meat in the freezer on opening day. Brandy, she was on vacation, and she pretty much stayed in the stand. She actually hunted more than I did. I had to deal with work a little bit also, my daytime job, even though I was on vacation. But we had a good hunt. There's been a lot of deer killed this past weekend and through the week of the first week of rifle season. A lot of people posted pictures on our Facebook page. A lot of people sent us some and we posted. So y'all check out our Facebook page and check out some of the deer that's been killed already this hunting season. If you have one yourself, please share it with us here on Southern Outdoors Facebook page, or you can email us at southernoutdoorsradio@yahoo.com and we'll post it for you. So get your pictures on our Facebook page. So Rex, let's talk a little bit about the hunt coming up this weekend. I know it's something me and Brandy is so excited about coming and doing. We were scheduled to be with you last year, and through my day job, I had to cancel on you at the last minute, and that was very depressing for me and her both. But we put the dates on the calendar for vacations this year, and we're going to be there. We'll be there to help out. So tell us a little bit about that hunt.
Yeah, and we're really looking forward to getting y'all over there too, so we can spend some time together. All our time that we spent together has been in this radio station. Let's give us a chance to kind of get out there and stomp around in the woods and laugh and giggle a little bit. But anyway, yes, this will be our second year. We working with Miss Lou Kids Outdoors. These are all special kids. We have 19 signed up right now. And what happens is we got a landowner there in Woodville that owns about 3,000 acres that allows us to bring the kids in there, and we set the blinds up all over this place. And the place is just, they have managed it for years. It's just you couldn't ask for a better place to go, to take these kids and whatnot. They got all the food plots, they got everything. It's just set up perfect for the kids to be able, whether they're in a wheelchair. We got one little boy's blind this year that'll be using an eye scope, and everybody's got their fingers crossed, that he'll get a deer, be his first deer. And we've got a couple in wheelchairs, and we got different things that got different little disabilities and whatnot like that. But it's just so amazing to watch the resilience of them, and how happy they are. And what we do is we take four-wheelers with our four-wheeler trailers behind the four-wheeler, and we put the kids on that trailer, and then the four-wheeler pulls them around and drops them off at the blinds as they go down through the woods. Of course, there's big creek crossings deep. I sat at the barn there last year where we have everything set up, and you could hear them kids hollering all over the woods. You say, man, they ain't never gonna kill a deer. And then it gets daylight, and then boom, boom, But heck, we had one kid shot 10 times, ain't cut a hair, And then
he was burning some powder though, wasn't he?
Oh, he was having fun. He didn't care. But the thing is with these kids, they're not like us, okay? Like, they pulled up on the four-wheeler, and one of the little boys jumped off of the trailer, come running at me 90 miles an hour. Well, I think, hey, this kid killed a deer. He's wanting to tell me the story. He comes running up there. Well, before he can say anything, I said, well, did you kill one? He said, no, but my brother did. He was more happy that his brother killed one than he could have ever been if he killed one. It breaks your heart. It really does.
Yeah. And me and Brandy both are this is something that is a passion of ours, to go out there and help them kids and be there and see the excitement on their face, when they get to kill or even just get a shot, just to see the excitement on their face, just to be in the great outdoors and enjoying hunting. It's not something that they get to do, like we do on a daily basis. When hunting season gets here, they get very few opportunities, and to be there and experience one of those opportunities with them is going to be amazing.
Yes, and the landowner, Mr. Barry Ballou, they own ThinkStream there in Baton Rouge. They're just unbelievable, the things they have done to help us to do this, and taking their time. We spent 2 days out there with them putting blinds up, and it's a lot on them to do it, and we just want to really, thank them and show our appreciation to them for doing it. And then also the sheriff's department there, and the SWAT team there, around the Denham Springs area there, they all come in and are our guides and everything. And there's no cell service down there. We're way down tucked in the back. There's nobody. I mean, you can't even text most of the time in there. The sheriff's department comes in, brings their vehicles. Everybody's got a radio, a sheriff's radio, you know. So if anything happens, everybody in every blind has got a radio. So you know, everybody down there just puts out and helps out. You know, a lot of the restaurants do, you know, send food down, and I mean, it's awesome.
It's not,
you know.
it's basically the whole community coming
The whole
together
community.
to make this hunt happen for these kids and have them experience the great outdoors.
Hmm. And really and truly, all of the hunting camps in the area, they're wanting to get involved in it too. I mean, they really got on to me this year, you know, about it. And we could probably get 40 or 50 kids, you know, but the logistics on one piece of property. And next year, what we're going to do is we're going to take parts of the kids and put them with different hunting clubs and let those hunting clubs take them on their property, see, and then everybody, I mean, we can come into one area and have dinner and everything, but in the mornings everybody will know where they gotta go and to meet up with their guide to do their hunts. That way we can take a lot more kids than we are now. You know, just
That would be great to get more kids, to be able to have more the opportunity to get more kids involved. You know, that's something that it's, you know, it's, you got to get the kids out there and involved in the great outdoors. If you don't, our tradition and our history is going to fall away.
yeah. It's so funny when I walked in the barn there that morning. One little boy was sitting over there, you know, and he had all his little toys and whatnot there, you know. And in my mind, I'm saying, you know, it's going to be hard for him to kill a deer, you know. I mean, just realistically, and dadgum, he killed two. You know, I mean, so the one that you think, you know, I mean, they'll prove you wrong every time. You know, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's awesome. It's really, you know, it's a learning experience for us. You know, in reality, I mean, we learn so much, even how to treat somebody, or you know, like the little boy, he was so proud of his brother. You know, you don't see that a lot. You know, you don't see it to that extent. I mean, you know, it just, like I said, it's just a learning experience. You know, it goes with you a long ways, and you never forget it.
We're going to take you to your Dan Lord Plumbing Archery Talk, and we'll be back with more about this hunt after this. We should put text in there.
Outdoor Show. It's time now for your archery talk.
Dan Lord Plumbing,
My
LLC,
son.
the place for all your plumbing needs, from big to small. Dan Lord Plumbing puts in septic tanks, treatment plants, for residential
I
and
thought it was her and I was
commercial,
getting
and
mad.
even new construction. Dan Lord Plumbing has a hammer and jetter service and can locate utilities. Dan Lord Plumbing, LLC.
You ain't but about a
Don't go to
minute behind,
sleep
kid.
with a leak.
Welcome to Southern Outdoors Archery Talk,
Maybe
brought
2
to you
minutes.
by Dan Lord Plumbing, where you can get all
They're having to
your
add
plumbing
these
needs. Don't go to sleep with a leak.
3 political ads in there.
After you have successfully harvested your deer and
That's
have it
cool.
gutted, then try and
3 or
open the
4.
chest cavity to allow for cooling of the meat.
Yeah, we've got two,
Of meat is heat.
like
The heat will
Chandler
cause rapid growth of
and-
bacteria that causes the meat to start deteriorating.
No, I think Chandler's 27, Patrick's in his probably 21.
Slows the growth of bacteria that causes spoilage. Open them
One of
up
the
with
other
a
ones, he's like
stick,
30.
and if you have
Might
ice,
be
put a
Mason,
bag of
no.
ice in the chest cavity.
Might be
Get it to
Mason.
the freezer ASAP.
What is Williams syndrome?
Remember this
I
too.
don't know.
To all of you that get lucky and
I
horse
don't
they
know
trophy,
what
that would
that
like to have
one is.
mounted, get it to
His
a
brain is
freezer
such a
ASAP.
Down syndrome.
The air can and will slip if you leave it
Yeah,
out
see
too
Scotty,
long.
the one that I said
It's the
couldn't
real
shoot
problem
nothing.
for
Look.
taxidermists. Good luck from the Southern Outdoors team.
Hi, this is Carl Malone. I'm asking you to vote on November 4th
Is
for
that
my
her?
friend Jennifer Clayson, number 60 District Judge in Claiborne, BM, and Jackson Parish. Growing up in North Louisiana, my mom told me to be honest and deal with honest people. That's why my mom became very good friend with Judge Clayson. I'm asking you, stay honest and vote. Remember, vote on November 4th and please vote for our judge, Jennifer Clayson, number 60. Thank you.
Paid for by the Jennifer Clayson Campaign Committee.
Now back to the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show on C107.5. It's not just hunting, it's a way of life.
And welcome back to your Hickson Ford Southern Outdoor Show. We're here today with Rex Holmes from Vapor Trail Scents and Miss Mary Jane from Vapor Trail Scents talking about the hog hunt and the hunt coming up this weekend on, what was the name of the property?
They call it Lively Oak. I think it's actually the name of it. It belongs to Mr. Barry Ballou from Baton Rouge.
That'll be the Miss Lou's
Kids Outdoors.
Kids Outdoors hunt on Mr. Barry Blue's property there.
Right, November the 9th.
And,
Yeah, we've got 19 kids.
and I know, like I said, me and Brandy are so excited about getting to come down there this weekend. We're actually going to come on Friday and spend the day. We're going to do some hunting on Saturday and then again on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The main hunt's going to happen on Sunday, correct?
Right. The reason being that we did that was, the Alabama LSU game is Saturday, and all of the sheriff's deputies have to be there for security and whatnot, and they all came on the hunt last year, and they were throwing a fit, because if we did it on a Saturday, they wouldn't get to come, and they said, oh, no, so that's why we did it, on the Sunday like we did, and we kind of checked with everybody, and everybody, oh yeah, it'll be fine, no problem, so we just went ahead and done it that Sunday, and that way those guys can all be a part of it.
All right. That's me and Brandy was talking last night, and I was telling her, Sunday, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, so Sunday I'll miss the Dallas Cowboy game, which that's no problem, to go out there and be able to spend time with these kids, and I think I can watch the ball game another day.
Yeah, especially if they don't tighten up no better than they are right now.
That's right. And I'd actually forgot about the LSU Alabama game until the day I was listening on the radio, happening Saturday. So that's two big football games, for me that you're going to get the opportunity to miss, but for a good cause.
Yeah, and the main thing too, you wouldn't believe the guys that, because see, all of the guys that go to Illinois and Kansas and all that, that's the week of the main rut up there. So there was a lot of guys gave up their hunts this year too to be there. So, but a lot of the, especially our TV guys that already had, they was already scheduled and everything like that week before, we didn't know exactly when this was going to happen. Last year we did it in January. And the property owner has to take so many deer off of his property. If something happens that we don't get enough off of there, before January, we may do another hunt again in January and do the same thing, again then to help to get some more. But hopefully the kids will be on the mark with their shooting Sunday, and we're hoping to kill at least 20 deer bare minimum. That's what we're shooting for. If we get 20, we'll be happy.
That'd be good for the club and the property and their management program.
Oh yes.
But and if we do get to go back and hunt again in January, that'd be awesome. And you can mark me and Brandy down. We'll be there on that weekend as well. We're really fired up about this. We've been talking about it for months, And sitting in the deer stand over this last week with the rifle season opening, and her actually getting an opportunity to get out and start hunting. I've been bow hunting before, but her to get the opportunity to get out and start hunting, it just made it even more. She's sitting there thinking about it, telling me I was in the stand thinking about when we go over to Mississippi for that youth hunt. It's going to be great and all this. It's a wonderful thing, and to be a part of it is great for the Southern Outdoors team.
It's fun. I got to tell you, it's fun. Watching those kids and whatnot. We're gonna do some stuff too, and can't tell you on here. I don't know how many of them's listen, but we're actually gonna take some kids on an airplane ride. It's a game that I learned in church when I was a young man, and it's really kind of a scary thing to do it, because you blindfold them when you do it, and you really actually make them believe they're on an airplane. I mean, it works, and we're gonna have a lot of stuff doing in the middle of the day and whatnot. So Two, if anybody, wants to come down, I'm actually looking on my phone to get the address. If anybody wants to come down, we're gonna cook dinner. Sunday at noon. We'll have lunch and we'll have plenty. If anybody around in the area wants to come, the address is 4847 Donegal Road, Donegal, Woodville, Mississippi. 4847 Donegal Road. If anybody wants to come by, hey, we'd be, glad to see you. And
It'd be a great thing to come out and be a part of. I mean,
exactly.
even the midday activities, the airplane ride or whatever else you've got lined up would be great for the people to come out and join in and see the excitement on these kids' faces from getting to enjoy the great outdoors. And we're going to take you to your Hickson break, and we'll be back after this.
10 days ago, Hickson Autoplex decided to sell F-150 and F-Super Duty trucks $11,000 off.
She don't understand it's hard to freaking do a show and text people at the same
More
time.
trucks in such a short period of time than we ever have before. We decided to keep this thing going through November the 10th. Take advantage of this opportunity. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to get a great deal. The reason we sell so many
I think this is going to be a good birthday present for me. 'Cause my birthday's on Friday, and that to be able to do something like
You'll
this.
wave at Randy. She says she's watching the video stream, and she's realizing that we're not on break on the video stream. We're not on break, so they can the video stream they can hear what we're talking about on the break.
It's not just a children's show.
Oh, really? They can watch us something, they hear what we're saying in here. Oh, okay.
Holiday or a sport
Oh,
show. They
that's
need more of a professional look
Yeah,
for your business.
y'all better watch what y'all saying.
Such as a school, church, or team event. Toodles Originals has you covered in style. Toodles Originals.
I've never even watched the video streams on video streams. I went back and listened to shows,
Where they make original extra.
Can you go back and
watch
or stop by
this
1017
on-
Farmville Highway,
Oh, okay.
Ruston.
Your Southern Outdoors.
Yeah, you can go on the
offers
website and
for
pull up
this week, we
any
have
one of our
a
shows we ever had
song,
and listen to any one of our shows again. Like it's recorded and saved there. And I didn't realize they was recording the video streams. She said the video streams are recorded too.
Wow, okay.
Well, no, they might be recorded, but she said that when you watch it, you can actually hear what they're saying.
I
didn't know that. I thought it was just visual.
Yeah.
So we too must depend on Him solely for our every need. And this is Psalms 18, verse 33.
Let's get back to more on the Outdoors Way of Life with the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show on C107.5.
And welcome back to your Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show. I'm your host, Todd Causey. Like we said earlier in the show, Brandy's out sick today. She's got a little stomach bug, but she will surely be back with us next week. And I definitely hope she's feeling better by Friday before we head out to Mississippi for this big Miss Lou's Youth Kids Hunt over in Mississippi. So got a big weekend planned for the Southern Outdoors team and the Vapor Trail Sense team. So looking forward to it. Grace has got a lot of activities lined up for the kids, not just hunting. We'll be doing some airplane rides and whatever else he's come up with, and I'm sure he's got some good
He
ones.
can come up with some stuff.
I'll take this time right quick to thank some of our sponsors. I'd like to thank Hickson Autoplex on Louisville Avenue in Monroe. Need a new ride to get you back and forth from, to the woods? Go see them at Hickson. Naomi's Fallen Gun, where you can get anything from diamonds to double arrows. So go by and see Sonny and tell him Southern Outdoors sent you. Toodles Originals, 1017 Farmville Highway, Ruston. Monogramming and custom screen printing t-shirts. Vapor Trail Sense. Vapor Trail Sense with the Vapor Maker and the 33-point buck. B&L Marine, where you get all of your boating needs. And Dan Lord Plumbing. Don't go to sleep with a leak. I'd like to get in there and thank all of our sponsors as much as we can, because without the sponsors we couldn't do this show. Hunting is something that me and Brandy, it's a passion of ours. It's not a job. You're out there hunting. Sometimes it feels like it when you spend a week preparing and working. It turns into be a work, but You know, all the work that you put into hunting, it makes it all worthwhile when you actually get to sit out there on that stand. And I call it deer stand therapy. You know, it doesn't matter what kind of stand you're sitting in, whether it be a lock on, which I love, climbing stand, box stand, ground blind, makeshift blind, stump, treetop, whatever you want to sit in. Sitting in that deer stand, enjoying the great outdoors, to me, it's just deer stand therapy. You can sit there and
Amen.
relax and kick back and enjoy what the good Lord has put out there for us. So, Rick's hunting season hasn't started in Mississippi yet, has it?
Not gun season, no. This weekend will be the first weekend that guns are allowed. It'll be the kids, and then I think Monday muzzleloader season opens on private property, but I think it's the 20th for actual gun season opens up. And I'll be honest with you, Vapor Trail Scents has kept me out of the woods. I made 3 hunts. I actually guided and filmed a lady came in and hunted with us from Tennessee for 3 days, and Miss Joni Burkett, and she actually got to shoot a doe with the bow. It was her first bow kill at 14 yards directly downwind. And anyway, that's the only time I've been in a tree, and really just had to put Vapor Trail Scents off to do that. You know, I mean, it's really kept me big time busy with all the TV stuff and everything trying to do. You know, it's just it's a lot of fun, but it does get to be overwhelming sometimes. You know, so.
Yeah, I can imagine, Rex, with me and Brandy both having day jobs and then trying to do the radio show, which is, hunting is a passion of ours, and then have time to actually prepare to do our hunting. You know, sometimes it gets to where you just have to stop and take a break and say, wait a minute, I need to step back a minute and clear my head, if you will. It takes up so much of your time to not only prepare the show and do the show, but to prepare for hunting. 'Cause without hunting, we wouldn't have a show.
Exactly.
We could sit here and talk about
You got to do it.
other people hunting all day long, but it's just where's the fun in that?
Right.
You want to get out there and do some hunting yourself, and when you have a day job and the show, it makes it tough sometimes. But hey, thank goodness I have plenty of vacations with my day job, so I get to take vacations. Brandy, she gets to take her vacations, and we hunt as much as we possibly can. She, like I said, on this weekend, she really surprised me how much she stayed in the stand. She was in the stand pretty much the whole week. Get down for a sandwich break at dinner and then get right back in the stand. I don't think she took but maybe 1 or 2 evenings off. I mean, she stayed in the stand a lot. She puts in the time. She puts in the work on her stand. Typically, we go to my stand. I got a little bit of food plot, maybe some rice bran, some corn. Go to her stand. She's got. I ain't gonna name all the products that she puts out, but Brandy's buffet, as she likes to call it, it pays off for her. It pays off for her. She's seen more deer this week than I did. I had a rough time with hogs through October, my bow season. Decided to pick up a rifle and sit in a box stand, and wasn't getting a whole lot of activity going on there. And luckily, he was able to take me a good mature doe on opening morning, get some meat in the freezer, and was excited about that. Brandy actually took a small buck on her stand, a spike, but it was injured, so it needed to be go ahead and been taken. So she went in and took it, and she's seen quite a few more, but she hadn't had I guess her finger hadn't got itchy. She hadn't decided to pull the trigger on one of them. She's waiting on something else.
She's wanting that big buck, so
Yeah,
she can
That's
show
what I'm
you
talking about.
She's a little picky, just like I am. But we're going to take you to your B&L Marine break, and we'll be back after this.
On the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoor Show, now it's time
Yeah, the bad thing about me is,
I heard that. Say something else.
when you own a hunting company and you're not hunting yourself, it hurts you in the end. Last year, see, I didn't get to hunt last year. I didn't kill a deer last year. I let several nice 120-inch acorns walk. But, and I told myself this year, if I do get to go and I see a 120-incher, I'm going to shoot it because, everybody says, well, dadgum, you can't even kill a deer. You're selling all this stuff. You ain't even killing nothing,
Yeah.
But they don't realize what it takes
still season started October 25th through December 3rd, still hunt only.
I thought we were gonna go
December 4th through
straight
January
through.
11th, farms without dogs. Possession limit 6 per season, not to exceed 3 antlered or 4 antlerless per season. You'll have 3 doe tags, 2 buck tags, and 1 either sex tag. Good luck this season. Hunter education courses, November 13th, Washita Parish Sheriff's Range, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. November 17th, Louisiana Department of Wildlife Fisheries, Region 1 Office, Mendon, Louisiana, 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. November 21st, LaSalle Parish High School in Olla, Louisiana, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.
We're gonna
If
wait
you
the
have
rest of
an event
the
you'd
week.
like to have added to the outdoor calendar, you can contact us by Facebook message at Southern Outdoors Radio's
Yeah,
Facebook
Brandy
page.
sounds like my
Or
kind of
email us
girl.
at southernoutdoorsradio@yahoo.com.
Y'all are right. I mean, I think so. I've only met her in here, you know. I ain't seen her in the wood or nothing, but just listening to her.
One Benson backstrap,
That puts us
one
back
bottle of Italian dressing,
on time.
one roll of Jimmy
Had to
Dean
skip a whole
pan
voice
sausage,
section there.
one package of Philadelphia cream cheese, 3 fresh jalapeno peppers seeded and sliced, and 1 pound of bacon slices.
No.
Marinate the
Brandy,
backstrap
Brandy,
in
you go
the
past that
onion
time she got on
overnight.
this thing right here,
Lay
more
out
than
the backstrap,
a minute,
split it
she
open,
gets,
cutting
she, I
halfway
don't say she
through
gets,
through it
she
plenty
likes to stay on schedule.
Stuff the inside
And,
of the backstrap with
we
the
did
Jimmy
talk a
Dean
little
pan
much and
sausage.
stretched one out.
Add Philadelphia cream cheese.
We just talked more in one
fresh
segment than
jalapenos,
we're gonna talk
and
in this
wrap
one, so.
bacon. Wrap backstrap in bacon. Keep it together.
It's easy
with
to keep
toothpicks.
keep in line with
Bake
it,
in
and
the oven
she's
at
watching, but I'm trying to do everything. It's hard
Yeah,
to,
you can't do it.
it's hard to stay on
Especially when
cue.
somebody's
Just
talking.
want to make sure
you know,
that the
really.
sausage gets done and the internal temperature reaches 160 degrees. Once the backstrap gets a little brown on the outside, it will seal the juices inside and lock the
You think
moisture.
Julie
And
needs
this is your
Oh,
They said
oh
what she
so
said
good
it was.
Southern Outdoors recipe of the week.
Like they were still working.
Now back to the Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show on C107.5. It's not just hunting, it's a way of life.
And welcome back to your Hickson Ford Southern Outdoors Show. I'm your host, Todd Causey, and we have Rex Holmes with Vapor Trail Scents and Mary Jane with Vapor Trail Scents here in the studio tonight talking with us. We've talked about a great hog hunt that she got to experience a few weeks ago, and talking about the Miss Lou's youth hunt that's coming up this weekend over in Mississippi that Rex has been a part of since it started last year, and the Southern Outdoors team is going over to get involved this weekend. Looking forward to that. And we was talking earlier about the rifle season opened up here on October 25th here in Louisiana, and you're saying it don't open until November 20th
November 20th.
over in Mississippi. So
I think that's right. That's pretty close.
pretty
you know,
close.
that's, you
but
know.
we've got a little bit of time ahead, and a lot of deer being killed here in North Louisiana. My nephew, he's 16, Peyton, and he is. I'm telling you, he eats, sleeps, lives, hunting and fishing. So he's already got him a deer, got him a doe, big nice doe in the freezer. I got a cousin killed a nice 7-point this week, Marvin, a good friend of mine, Rich Chatham, got him a 7-point. Marvin got a 6-point. Richie got a 7-point. So you've had quite a few. We've had more than that. I can't remember everybody. It's easy to remember those because they're kin to me and friends with me. They're real close. But we've got a lot of deer killed. So remind everybody you can download your Red Peach Radio app and listen to it straight from your iPhone or your Android, or you can go to the website and listen to us anywhere there in the world. Please go to our Southern Outdoors Radio's Facebook page and post pictures. We have the big buck contest that we do during hunting season. It's really not a big buck. It's more about the story behind the deer. We have a contest we do every year, and we'll be picking a winner after the bow season closes in January, and they'll be winning a great prize to be named later. So be sure and get your pictures. You got to send your pictures into our Facebook page to get entered in that contest. So get your pictures sent in. If you have anything that you'd like to hear on the show, or any information you'd like to know that you don't have the time to dig up, you'll shoot us an email at southernoutdoorsradio@yahoo.com. We'll be glad to dig in, get that information for you, and get it back out to you here on the show. So, y'all get those questions in, or anything you'd like to hear on the show, into us. Now, Rex, back to the hunt this weekend. Who all else is going to be involved besides Vapor Trail Scents and, of course, Southern Outdoors? And I know you said the local police department and SWAT teams is going to be involved. Who else is going to be involved?
Well, Alan Pettis and Mike Green, they started Miss Lou Kids Outdoors a few years ago, and then I got with them last year, and we started doing this hunt. They do other hunts, and they do fishing trips with the kids, and and do. They had a trap shoot actually also, so they do a lot with the kids, more so than we at Vapor Trail Scents. We just we were talking one day about actually Lee Blue, Barry's son. We was talking about doing a hunt or whatever, and they said, well, we got this place, and and just one thing led into the other. Then I go to the sports center there in Natchez, and Chip Sturdivant there's a good friend of mine, and he knows everybody. I said, look, Chip, we're thinking about doing this, with some special kids and whatnot like that. Who would I need to get a hold of? So he said, I don't know, but I'll find out. So he got me in touch with Mike Green, and then Alan came into the picture, and we just started setting up and started doing it, and of course, at Vapor Trail Scents, the last 3 years we've done the St. Jude's hunt up in Tennessee. We didn't make it this year because I had a TV show in Alabama to do, and I didn't get to go. But that's not ever going to happen again. I let my dates get crossed up on me and just made a bad mistake there and agreed to do something that, I just messed up. But anyway, I actually did that twice this year. It gets a little overwhelming when you're trying to set everything up, but we do got a new secretary now helping us, so hopefully I won't do that anymore. But anyway.
Got somebody else in charge of scheduling for you, huh?
Well, to help too. I mean, yeah, and really in charge, because you can't. I mean, when you get in a position like I'm in, with as much stuff going on, and and manufacturing as much stuff, and then trying to keep up with those dates too, it gets a little bit too much, to be honest. But yeah, the kids is just, I don't know. It's just something that just draws you. I mean, it just pulls you in 100%. I mean, I mean, it's just a passion. You love it, and that's with anybody. I don't care who it is. Once you do one, you're hooked. There's no backing out of it. And even people that worked with us before that hadn't worked with us a long time said, oh, I want to come back. I want to go do those hunts. I want to do this, and I mean, it's just awesome all the way around.
Well, I'm like you. I hope that we get the opportunity to continue doing this hunt with you, and possibly maybe get involved with that Tennessee hunt if that might be. I know you had asked us one time before if we might make it up there, if we could get our schedules together. We'd love to be involved with that hunt as well. Anything to do with the kids, and especially the special needs kids or wherever, we're going to do our best to clear our schedules and get involved if at all possible. Sometimes like last year it didn't work out. I didn't take the days off of work. I was waiting to the weekend to just make a trip up there, and then wound up getting sent out of town, so didn't get to make it. But I put them days on the calendar this year and had them marked down for vacation. So looking real forward to being out there this weekend, and I know Brandy is going to spend a lot of time in the woods and with the kids and enjoying them.
Yeah, it's this one girl, Morgan Hangis was her name, and she they put her, the Mr. Barry and them, they own a ranch. They own a ranch out in Mexico. Hey, and this is gonna take a little while. We need to cut for a second.
No, go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead.
All right. Anyway, they own a ranch out in New Mexico, and the guy that managed the ranch and his son come down, and the son actually guided her, you know, and he was, you know, he was helping her and spending the time with her and whatnot, you know, and they sitting in the blind, and she looks at him and said, "You got a girlfriend?" He said, "Well, not really. Why?" She said, "You want one?" But anyway, you know, I mean, it was awesome. Just, you know, that's how the connections are made, you know. And then when we cleaned her deer, you know, she had never even been deer hunting before in her life, you know, and came to this hunt. She killed a deer. They had it up there cleaning it and whatnot, and she was watching them, and she grabbed her mama and said, "Mama, they are ruining my deer. Look," you know.
Oh, how sweet.
Well, Rex, we want to thank you and Mary for coming on the show, and we look forward to seeing y'all this weekend. We're going to be coming in on Friday evening and getting involved with this hunt. Y'all can tune in next week, next Tuesday. Rex and Mary will be back on the show. We'll be filling you in on the hunt, what all happened, the airplane ride that he's talking about, and all the activities that went on, and hopefully we'll have some good deer stories to tell you. So y'all tune in next week. This is Todd Causey in Southern Outdoors. Remember, it's not just hunting, it's a way of life. Wow.
Oh, I started a long story at the wrong time, huh?
Ford Southern Outdoors Show with Brandy Watson and Todd Causey.
No, it's fine. I just,
SouthernOutdoorsRadio.com. Come on back next week at 6 p.m.
That was funny though. He said,
you
"Mama,
was telling me about that.
they are ruining my deer."
Brandy text. There's a lady here in Ruston wanting to buy a vapor maker. She said, "You've got one with you." She got money in hand. She'll bring it.
I don't know. I get in the parking lots and whatnot. And
She's outside waiting in the parking lot.
Yeah. I can't get away. I quit toting it because I mean people just, you know.
She's from Wheeling Hills. We'll go out and talk to her.
Okay. I used to tote everything in the truck, and what happens so much, you get so many people, "Oh, I'm on this show, I'm on that one," you know, and they want me to give it to them, you know, and you just, I mean, if I gave it to everybody, I'd be standing out on that wanted it, I'd be standing out on the corner. You'd be surprised. She brought some guy over to the house over there one day, and I was showing it to him. He said, "Oh, this one's mine." He just picked it up and left, you know.
That was.
Can I keep this on?
Oh yeah, heck yeah. And we'll have, when you get there, I mean, we'll have this all filled out with everything. This is what we got to finish filling out Saturday. Actually, he was texting me, asking me stuff about it while we were doing the show. Yeah, the girl I just hired, she just did this. I can't do a spreadsheet like that. She just did that and getting everything.
All of that. Should be all right. Oh, gotta turn this off.
Yeah, that stuff in that box is yours too.
I don't even know how to turn this off.
The one thing, you know, which